Hello. Oh my goodness. Let me fix my shirt. So, I'm going to just adjust this a little. I always like that lantern light there. So, it looks like it's just us right now. So, I want to open up with, first of all, just saying hi. And I know, although it's just me right now, it seems like, or actually, yeah, I know other people will listen to this at some point later. Um, So, welcome to meditation. It's always harder for me towards the end of the day during the week because I have to stop all the other stuff I'm doing to come and do this. And of course, my mind is full of all these other things going on, right? So, the first thing that I did was I opened up my little quote area, and it said, let me see, it's probably going to disappear now. Yeah, it disappeared. It said, acknowledge your problems and eat them for breakfast. So I thought that was pretty funny. Let me see if another good one comes up. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was ending, he turned into a butterfly. So that's a good one. I may have even said that at one of my meditations before because it seems like this app is kind of limited. It just keeps recycling the same quotes. But what I wanted to talk about today is I just wanted to talk about triggers, right? I did a video on triggers with all the social commentary that's going on right now, and was talking to my husband today too about like, what should I talk about? And he's like, talk about triggers, right? Because it's been on everyone's mind. And some of the things about triggers, is, being mindful and aware of what your triggers are, because if you can be mindful and aware of your triggers, then you can kind of change the way that you are going to experience them instead of them becoming something. Whoa. What the heck? Sorry about that. It's like when your phone is possessed, right? It just opened up something and started talking. Oh my goodness. Hello, little one. My little puppy is right here. Let me see if you can see. Hello, the puppy. Hello, precious. Yes, you little angel face. Oh, you're going to sit right there because you love it, huh? Come here. You just love it, huh? Oh my goodness. All right, you guys. So I'm not going to keep you long. Seems like today nobody is able to make it to meditation class, so I'm basically here by myself, and that's totally okay. What I want to do is I'm going to talk about the notes that I talked about, or that I wrote down for triggers. Honey, stop. And I'm just going to talk to you about it, and whoever wants to watch later can kind of process. And we'll take a few moments. If no one comes in, we'll just take a few minutes to breathe and relax, and then we'll sign out. Okay, so being mindful and aware of your triggers, right? Because only if you're aware of what your triggers are can you have more insight and understanding that they could be, you could have a reaction to different things, and also just being aware of what you could have reactions to. A big part of the work that I've done with people is helping them to understand what their triggers are, and then not putting themselves in those situations that are going to encourage trigger, right? And then there's times where you can't control, certain things that are going to happen, or other people, and they may do or say things that trigger you, like what we just saw recently with, Will Smith and Chris Rock. He was triggered by some things. And it's important to have those discussions and a plan ahead of time of how you're going to respond if a trigger happens, right? So I don't want to duplicate the video that I put out because it goes into all that. But one of the other things is like, know your struggles, right? Know what you struggle with. Um, accept that there's another level to what you've already learned, right? And that's a big one because I know sometimes we've done a lot of work on ourselves, like we did it, right? We did this work on ourselves and we conquered that, and we were better and we didn't duplicate what our parents did, or we changed things, and we didn't put our family or our kids through certain things that we got put through. And yet, you can go through that, and maybe 20 years later it's like a different situation comes up that hits on the same trigger. And so part of that is understanding that there's always another layer to you understanding yourself and understanding the trigger, understanding part of your past and how you felt about that, and then adapting to understanding that there's more insight to be had, right? And to accept that, to not fight it, and say, well, I did this work. Well, you did, and you can still give yourself credit for all the amazing things that you did. And at the same time, you can realize that there's more insight to be learned, and there's another layer to gain, right? There's another layer of insight to gain from whatever that trigger is. So be open to that, right? Open to exploring what that looks like. And then a really important one is like have empathy and compassion for yourself while you're going through that, because a lot of times people don't. A lot of times, a lot of people right now, we're seeing a lot of like videos coming out, and I'm seeing statements, like really judgmental towards Will Smith. And I get it, like violence and all that stuff, you can't do certain things. I get all of that. Um, but really, the most important thing is to have empathy with yourself and to have compassion for yourself, because you're not going to get it from the world. A lot of times, the world is just, they're going to just go on. People will judge you, especially on, social media. You'll hear people be rude and mean and unkind and stuff. And just some of the people I follow talked about that recently, about, having mental health issues because so many people were saying such negative things. And that all affects people, right? So the most important person that you have to be good with is yourself. Like while you're going through struggles or you do something wrong, you also have to have empathy and compassion for yourself and be open to, you know, redirecting yourself. Obviously, in this case, like apologies to the people, heartfelt apologies and discussion with the person that you did wrong to, and and then just movement towards peace. But you have to have empathy and compassion for yourself, and oftentimes we're the hardest on ourselves, right? So um talking about reaction to exploding has no insight, right? When someone just explodes, it's just kind of an autonomic response, right? Because it's a trigger, it's a reaction. And I talked about in the video how we own our power when we respond versus reacting. Okay. And then, well, there's just so much in here, but I would just want to finish with this, is that my husband brought up, like, like a baby will cry and they want milk, or they want their diaper changed, or they want their binky. And when they're mad, they're just mad and they're going to cry, right? And it's a survival response for what they need. And we all start off that way, but then as we grow up and we become adults and we become members of society, we can move out of the survival and into insight, into empowerment, to choices that we make and how we move through life. And so that's what this is about, is like choosing the insight, choosing to get past the survival of it and just having insight to not react or explode out of a survival mechanism, but to really choose empowerment for ourselves and how we're going to move through life. Um, so that's, I think, kind of everything. There's power in responding, and then just realizing too that everybody is so fragile. We all are. Just because someone has money or power or hurting, or triggered, all the money in the world doesn't change whether someone's fragile or not. It really doesn't. I think we're all fragile and we're all going through things. And if we could look at people who have these kind of reactions and say like, wow, this person's really hurting. Like, what is it that caused that, instead of an immediate anger response, or lashing out or judging or saying mean things, putting our 2 cents in, which we all do, well, like I put my 2 cents in healing, right? I took it in a different direction. A lot of people are on social media and they're putting in their 2 cents by, like speaking directly to him, calling him out on certain things. Um, I think we're all processing it. And I think it's cool too that like the video that I put out, one of my students was like, I'm so glad you did this because I was thinking about this all day. And it was really about how to process it through the lens of healing. And I don't comment on stuff unless it's through that lens, because I don't care about it otherwise. I mean, I had to do research on like the backstory and all that. I only know certain things from years ago that my son told me, but these are not things I sought out. I don't even know who half of these famous people are. Like, I know them because I cared about that back then, but a lot of these new people, like all these names, I have no idea who any of these people are because I just don't follow it anymore. But when there's an opportunity to do, teaching on it through the lens of healing, I'm always going to add that in. But otherwise, I don't even comment because I don't want to be part of the problem or, continuing the cycle of pain, but more like adding the cycle of empowerment, like how to get out of it. So that's kind of all that I wanted to say today. And so I'm going to end with this because it looks like nobody's here in class right now, so I'm not going to stay for the whole time. But if you're watching later, I just want you to take 3 deep cleansing breaths. So let's just do like a quick little meditation just to relax from your day and to just be calm. Okay, so do this with me. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and slowly out through the mouth, and really just fill your lungs up. And just take a moment to look at inside yourself at wherever you're at today with your eyes still closed and with your gentle breath. And just say, I love and accept myself for where I am right now, just internally. You don't have to say it out loud. I love and accept myself for where I'm at right now. If I've made any mistakes, I've come by them honestly. I love myself through my mistakes and my errors. I am more than my mistakes or my arrows or my errors or my struggles. I give love and compassion to myself. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of compassion. here to live, not just survive. I am here to develop insight and not just react. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. I am a clear and perfect channel. Light is my guide. Okay, you guys, so this was a little over 15 minutes of a meditation. And I just want to say that I love and I'm here for you. And I love that you are part of my little community. And I hope that anything that I ever say resonates with you, makes you happy, brings you peace. I'm grateful for any amount of time that you ever spend with me. I love the comments. I love seeing that you hit like or leave a comment, and just be well and live, truly live, not just survive, but live. And that requires insight and for you not to be a bundle of reactions. So just focus on how you can make your life the most quality life possible, and take that thought and that energy and that focus with you through the rest of your week. And I will see you back here on Thursday. So thank you so much for being with me, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye.